1 year ago, I made a promise to myself that I would live as if I were to die on December 31st, 2025. And with that, my whole life changed. This is what happened. I kicked off the last year of my life with a proper New Year's rave in Italy. Then flew to Cape Town, where I ventured into my absolute dream life. Ocean view crib, making 5 figures a month as a solopreneur at the pinnacle of my career, while running the marketing for Sir Richard Branson's semi-illegal psychedelic retreats on his private island in the Caribbean. Yes, that actually happened. On Valentine's Day, my girlfriend came down and I surprised her with an unforgettable road trip along the scenic garden route. A few weeks later, I went through a transformative man's retreat with the Sacred Sons, followed by my 27th birthday, celebrated in the desert at my first Africa burn. But what was supposed to be the craziest party of my life turned into fucking rite of passage. Afterwards, I needed a whole month to decompress on a vegan farm in the countryside of South Africa, a place which suddenly truly felt like home for the first time in years. But then, out of nowhere, came the message that shattered everything. My childhood best friend had died in a car crash. All of a sudden, time stood still. And I took it as a reminder from life to fly back to Europe to be with what matters most. His death reminded me of the promise I had given myself. So I finally took the leap. I quit the business that I had spent years building, the career that gave me money, safety and status, but no longer felt aligned with who I was becoming. I traded screens and speed for an animal sanctuary and let nature do its quiet work on me. And from that emptiness, something new emerged. I finally started publishing my writings, started my own podcast, ran a psychedelic retreat in the Swiss Alps, and carved out some real quality time with my partner and my best friend from college in a lonely cabin in the Scandinavian mountains. We danced, we feasted. 27 meals in one weekend at the world's biggest vegan festival. And just when everything seemed to flow, life hit us with another brutal loss. But running away was no longer an option. So I went inward, deeper than ever before. After years of therapy, I faced my darkest demons in my first therapeutic MDMA session and came out with the balls to make the most courageous decision of my life. On our 4th anniversary, I asked her to marry me. She said yes, and I cried my fucking heart out. Green lights. What followed was a bucket list solo trip to Bali, where I facilitated epic vacations with a wild bunch of inspiring, purpose-driven entrepreneurs and retreated into the Indonesian jungle for a week. Then flew to Goa just in time to surprise my fiancé for a dreamlike 31st birthday. There, I took the chance to do a traditional panchakarma, a deep cleanse for my body, mind and soul. And finally, I ended the year with 2 life-changing months in an Indian ashram, where I dove deep into the philosophy of Tantra and where stillness, once again, became my greatest teacher. This was the last year of my life, and it was also the most alive, the most transformative, the most truthful year I've ever lived. It was the year of the snake, the year I burned down the life I had to become the man I was meant to be. Yes, I may have lost money and my career, but what I got in return made my life so infinitely richer. I traveled the world. I laughed, I cried, I partied, I explored, I struggled, I grew, I loved, and I lived. I really lived. And now, after having survived the last year of my life, what comes next? Well, during my time in the ashram, I came to a deeper realization at some point and decided that it's time to close the chapter of 5 years living on the road and finally settle down. So on the last day of 2025, my fiance and I boarded the plane to fly back home, back to South Africa, where we now live on our beloved farm again, with friends who have become family, in contentment and equanimity. So you see, living the stoic mantra of Memento Mori is not about chasing the next high, not about escaping into one adventure after the next. It means living like there's no illusion. No illusion of time, no illusion of control, no illusion of someday. Life is unpredictable. Tomorrow might actually be your last day on Earth. So take this video as an invitation to stop lying to yourself, to stop wasting your precious life, and instead start living your truth. Courageously, unconditionally, radically. Today, to close it in the words of the great Stoic philosopher and Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius, it's not death that we should fear, but never beginning to live. So remember, you will die.